This is a short story about a very angry Uber driver. How did he get angry? Well, let's start with the beginning. I'd had it was such a gorgeous sunset. And right at sunset, the air stilled and just making it warm. I had a put my phone away. Was charging had a nice, lovely cup, and I've gotten to where I'm precisely measuring the sugar, so I got it just right. I hope I already mentioned this. And it was just lovely, and it was, and I'm sitting here and I'm going like, well, then the wind picked up a little bit, which right now there's nothing between here and Walmart. It was like howling cold up there. It's roughly the same temperature, 49, 50, but it feels like it's 35 anyway. I'm sitting here and I'm going like, I still had the urge because I've been taking pain relievers. I want to move while I'm strengthening my muscles, and because I could tell from sitting for you know hour and a half or so that my calves were beginning to tighten up, making the story too long. So I decided I need certain things. I've got at least one super cold night's worth of pocket warmers. You really got to buy them by the case at Costco to really get the good price on them. I got one that's carrying me through a really cold night, so I figured that. And I've been wanting a metal spoon for. Actually, I ended up buying three for $1.97. A tablespoon. I'm tired of these little dainty with the short. So I had multiple reasons that I needed to continue my probiotics while the weather's good, and because of my being around the sirloin stockade. So I knew I needed more kefir, and in this weather it'll keep almost indefinitely, and more organic, you know, insoluble fiber for that stuff to feed on and create the little bit of ethanol I need for all my chemistry. So I had multiple reasons to go, and it turned out that the trip was super cheap. They're charging almost nothing. It was like $4 and something, but when you push it in that block, it adds on express anyway. So I have a tendency to keep an eye on Uber drivers. And today they've been doing great, and I noticed actually I thought I kind of recognized the name a little bit, but I didn't remember. But I'm pretty sure that he's driven me before. Obviously, let me tell you how. Because I have a tendency because they were giving me a real quick time on Uber, saying he'll be there in 3 minutes. So of course I scrunch down and find his location, and yeah, he's hauling down from Stonehill Mall. But then I noticed he had actually that I don't think he took the route they had laid out for him. The route that or actually the route that they laid out for him. And to tell you the truth, I'm quite sure now that he picked up the ride because he saw the destination. He knew it was me. Oh, he was angry by the time we got here. And he actually came off of DeSalle, headed west, and and had to go up and around. He was adding a little bit to his time, distance, and then he came and drove right by here, confirming that this is 1703. I created this address with the help of Uber. He came by and saw that I wasn't here, obviously, and then he actually went around 7-Eleven, then up the. I'm pretty sure he knew who he was picking up, me. And I've had many Vietnamese drivers. They're always nice and polite to me. I haven't had one of them yet where their cars reek of, uh, you know, deodorizers or fragrances. Not yet. Not. And this guy's a mature man. He's about the age where he might have been gotten out before our troops were evacuated. But he picks me up and he's real polite. He gets out, and because he sees I'm in a wheelchair, and holds the door open for me. Well, actually, I handled a little bit of groceries and stuff I bought. I get in and I tell him, I can tell right off the bat Vietnamese is his first language, but he understands English perfectly. And he said, take a left here. And I said, no, go up about, because that's was really a one way, go up about 30 feet. So we started heading down this way. Once we got, he knew where he was going. He had already driven right by here and scoped it out. That's what made me really notice it. It was after I saw the initial layout from Uber, it was really up to him and then I saw that he plotted a different, or, but anyway, it naturally kind of zoomed in a bit on him as he got closer. And I zoomed in some more and watched him drive right by here when he could have taken the road that goes straight in front of Walmart, the front doors of Walmart. He knows this area. And I was quiet partway coming down the hill and stuff like that. And then as we began getting closer, I said, just keep going straight. You'll see a tree with a wheelchair underneath it. That's me. And that's when he got really angry and stuff. As we were pulling up and stuff like that, he says, you should go to shelter and stuff like that. And I go, no, I don't like shelters. I got PTSD. No, you should go to shelter and stuff like that. I said, no, sir, it's full of drunks and meth heads and I have PTSD. He was understanding everything clearly and stuff like that. He got angry. He said, they should be taking care of you. So he was upset. He knew he was transporting. Here's a guy who probably had to become a naturalized citizen and showed greater anger I told him it's just, anyway, we actually exchanged a lot, but I don't know he understood every word, but he's one of the first people I've seen that actually really, he wasn't angry at me. He was, for not going to the shelter. He understood once I was telling him that I really can't be around, he just was, his final statement was that they should just provide a space that essentially that meets my medical needs. He was, he said they should take care of you. He was angry. That actually makes me feel good that he wasn't bullshitting either. He was angry. He was controlling himself. I got a feeling he didn't vote for no Biden Harris ticket. He came to this country, his parents did, to escape communism and to make a buck. And he's probably got two jobs. Driving on the weekends or at nights for Uber is how he just brings in another, Actually, they tell me around here, Uber's not limiting them on their income like they are like in the LA basin. You can drive pretty much unlimited around here. According to the last 4 or 5 drivers that I've pushed on it, they all said no. A lot of them are pulling in 13, 15, 16, 1,700 bucks. That's the numbers I'm getting from them a week, which is what it takes to. But I just want to tell Mr. Vin, VIHN, that thank you for your anger. I'm glad that you're as angry as I am. I'm just worn out. I don't have the energy. I want to thank you for being a loving person and showing concern. This stuff he was visibly, and he kept his voice within reason. He wasn't going manic or nothing. He was angry at the government and society in general for not, doing their God-given command to care for the weak and the frail, and all those taxpayer trillions that are allotted to take care of people like me. that ain't really getting to me, they're going to the chums of Biden, Harris, and stuff in the insurance business. That's why today I had to pay a $1 copay on a medication that actually costs less than $1 to manufacture. All the rest is profit. So I want to thank you, Vin, for showing that much emotion. He knew exactly where he was going and came by and scoped this place out. He knows how neat and clean I keep, orderly I keep it here, and he probably knows that I've been out here for 560 days, and nobody's really stepped forward and resolved the situation to meet my medical necessities, which is separation and a locked door between me and everybody else that I might, if I'm put in a building with other people, separation from fragrances, and separation from provocateurs. So thank you, Mr. Vin, for showing a little love towards me and venting a little bit of anger at. He didn't say the government. He just said they should be taking care of you. Thank you, Mr. Vin. May God bless you and yours. And I'm glad you got out of Vietnam. Later.